Here's the lineup for your 2011 Pens Elite.
Number 1, Squishy Evans, St. Killian's Parish School.
Number 12, Maddox Pegley, Todd Wayne Elementary. Number 14, Grayson Baru, and I go to Elwood City School District.
Number 21, Ty Avoya, Fort Charlie Elementary. My number's 24. My name is Andrew Hazencoat, and I go to Mars Elementary. 28, Hunter Stillwagon, West Mifflin School District.
Number 34, Austin Team Nooch, Hayden Elementary.
47, Isaac Helsel, Knox School.
Number 58, Braden Yolitz from McCormick Elementary. Number 61, Ryan Moore, Hayden Elementary. Number 63, Brody Straub, Avalon Elementary.
I'm number 83, Lucas Ashley, and I go to Mars Area School District.
Number 89, Philip Palladino, J.H. Brooks Elementary.
97, Nathan Goldberg, Penn Trafford.
Hello, Penguin fans, and welcome back to our home ice, the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex here in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, for a little PPE showcase action. Team Nooch will take on the 2012 66er Elite. Third meeting between these squads. Team Nooch 1-0-1. A win and a tie. The 66er Elite, better known as the Battling Sullivans. There's 37 of them on the team. 2 of them will start. The Pens will start Zachi, Baru, Hassenkope, Pegley, and Ulowitz. With the squish tender, your starting netminder for the Pens Elite, Hassenkope, with the puck pressure early in up the right wing side. Turned back the other way by Julius. Julius of the 66ers loses control to Pegley. Pegley into the offensive zone. The defenseman looks to center. That's cut off by Julius. Baru to the puck. 66ers look to exit the zone and will do so no further than Ulowitz. Ulowitz off the boards looking for Zachi, just past the reach of Baru, into the feet of the 66er defender. Julius able to turn it towards the wall. Ulowitz centers. It'll be a Sullivan coming up the boards. He plays it forward to, you guessed it, another Sullivan, and it's a breakaway. Pressure nicely by Hassenkope. And Pegley there to save a goal on the goal line. The back-checking Pegley. There to save a goal on the goal line. Work to the point. The back-checking Pegley. Around 1, feeds it. Cut off by Ulowitz. He'll look to exit the zone. He's around 1. Around 2. On the rush, Braden Ulowitz gains the offensive zone onside. Carries to the left wing corner. Down he goes, and back come the 66er Elite. Chipped up. And to the stick of Berkheiser. He's in a battle with Ulowitz. It's forced forward by the Pens Elite. It's Avolia behind the net. He falls down. Puck squirts free to Martis. Popping free for Goldberg. 66ers applying pressure in the Pens end. It'll be Goldberg looking to break out. His pass up the left side. Gathered in by the 66ers. They go D to D. It was Burkheiser to Aiden Martin. Into the Penn's end, but played quickly out by Straube. Shot in on Squish. He deflects it nicely to the corner. Picked up by the 66ers. Bodied by Stillwagon. Around one, around two, into the middle. The stick of Straub in the way. And back comes Lohr. Lohr up the right. He centers off the skates of Stillwagon. He chips it forward into the 66er end. Into the corner it goes. Battled for by Stillwagon. He'll come out. Look to center to Avolia. It rolls off his stick back for Straub. Straub looks to center. He passes it right to the 66ers. And in they come on yet another breakaway. The backdoor feed, 2-on-0. Played back into the middle. Squish got a piece of it. Sent it wide, and 66ers unable to get it back to the middle. Played into the left wing side of the Penguins' defensive zone, and out comes big Luka Zachy. Zachy feeds it forward to Avolia. Donnie dangles into the right wing side around one. He looks. He'll shoot it short side. Fought off nicely by the 66er netminder. Up come the 66ers. It's a Sullivan sending it all the way down. It'll be far enough for icing. And with 11:32 to play, period number one, it's a 0-0 tie. The Pens a lead in black. The 66ers in gold jerseys with the 66er Elite logo on the front. Black striping, black pants, gold socks, black pants, and black helmets. They'll hope to graduate next year to the Pens Elite helmets. The Pens lead in black with a gold penguin on the chest. Gold jersey striping, black pants with gold stripes, black socks with gold stripes. The men in black will also wear the iconic gold Pens Elite helmet. Palladino plays it in behind for Baru. Baru looks to come out in front, digging for it. It's loose and cleared by the 66ers. Picked up by Goldberg, played back to the point to Pegley. Pegley's in front. He fights. His shot from the point blocked by a defenseman, but right to the stick of Grayson Baru. And it might be early, but it's 12 o'clock somewhere, 5 o'clock somewhere. Grab an ice cold Baru, crack it open, and the Pens lead 1-0. Goldberg, Hassan, Copen, Palladino. Stillwagon and Ulowitz, your defense. 66ers work it into the Penguins' end. Played in behind where it'll be Ulowitz behind his own cage. He loses possession briefly, but able to work it up to Hassenkope. Hassenkope spins off the wall, bodied nicely by the 66ers as they keep it in the zone. It'll be Egger's shot. His shot high and wide of the net, just a bit outside. Goldberg up the right side, unable to exit the zone first, but his second effort will get him out. The 66ers send it back in, but they are offside. At the Pens blue line, 10:19 to play. Pens Elite 1, 66ers 0. Zachy, Avolia, and Straube. Pegley and Kumnik, your defense pair. Face-off won by Zachy for Kumnik. Kumnik up the right wing side with speed. Carries it into the offensive zone. He's tripped. Oh, there will be a call. Diving at his feet was 86 Burkheiser, and he'll head to the sin bin for 2 minutes. A tripping minor on Burkheiser, and your Pens will go to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. Power play unit, Zachy, Straub, Avolia, Kumnik, and Pegley. Face-off window, Avolia, his shot on net, fought off by the 66er netminder and covered nicely. Zachy, Straub, Avolia again. Face-off one back to Pegley. He tries to keep it at the point. Unable to do so, but he'll regain possession at center and play it into the 66er end. Gathered there and worked up ice by the 66ers. They spring a player free. Cut off nicely by Kubnik, and he'll drive the right wing side on the power play. Carrying around Julius. Centering pass. Dribbles out in front, cleared just wide by one of the Sullivans. Pegley plays it deep for Avolia. He's behind the net. He comes around. He's got help in front. The wraparound stopped and held. He had the feed out front. I don't think he saw Kumnik. He was wide open. Behind the net. He comes around. He's got help in front. Coming the wraparound stopped and held. He had the feed out front. I don't think he saw Kumnik. He was wide open. Goldberg on the draw. One into the corner by the 66ers. Well, there's another 86. I'm not sure who that is. 66ers will have multiple jersey numbers with the same player. Picked up by Egger, played to the point for Lohr. Pressure from Palladino. Forces it further. Hasenkope unable to get control, but it's taken from Loya at the point. Oh, it does say Burkheim. That might be Toby George in behind, wearing a Burkheiser jersey. And we get a hook. Maybe? No? I don't know what the call is. Hens had the puck in the corner. We're looking to come out with it. I have no idea what the call was, folks. Neutral zone draw for the Pens. Goldberg wins it to Palladino. He spins into the 66er end where it's taken by Loya. He stops and starts, gets around Hasenkope and plays it up for O'Sullivan. Played into the Penguins' end by Stillwagon. Chasing it down. Stillwagon and Egger for the 66ers. Shot comes out to O'Sullivan. It's off a defenseman in front. Played wide by Loya to Hasenkope. He looks to get out of the zone. Stopped by Loya. Sent in towards the net. Knocked down by Goldberg, but he loses possession right to Egger, who goes high glove side over the squish tender. A turnover by the Pens right in front of the cage. Goldberg lost possession of the puck, and it popped right to the stick. He knocked down the shot from the point, but then turned it right to Egger. Squish at the top of his crease, but Egger picks the corner high glove side to tie it at 1. A shorthanded goal for the 66er Elite. Face off one back towards Julius. Tanner Julius on the wall battling Baru. Shot out to Tanner and his brother Dalton. Here's Ulowitz into the high slot. Hit shot deflected in front, fought off by Kinney, the netminder. Penalty over, 66ers full strength. Julius still in the corner. Speaking of his brother Dalton, a member of the 2010 Pens Elite team. That team went and won 3 consecutive games against the other top 5 team in the state of Pennsylvania this weekend. There's a goal by the 66ers. A centering pass beats Squish, I believe, 5-hole. The Pens just outraced to the puck there by the 66ers. Gained control in the corner. The centering pass out front, nobody covering, and a one-timer for the goal. 2-1 66ers. Played forward by Sullivan for Kumnik. Brought on by Hasenkope. Stopped by Aiden Martin. In comes Austin. So the 2010s victorious in 3 straight games. 7-3, 5-4. That's a goal, folks. No goal. Oh, it's off the post. I believe that went in. I believe that came off the back bar. We'll try to catch by Aiden Martin. Here. In comes Austin. So the 2010s victorious in 3 straight games. 7-3, 5-4. I don't know. That's a goal. There's another goal for the 66ers. It's off the post. So at the other end, that went in. Player broke in all alone. Got past the Pens defense, one-on-one with the netminder and finished. 66ers lead 3-1. Played up for Goldberg. Goldberg spins out of it. He's pressured. He'll dump it in. After it, Hasenkope Loya to the puck first. Spinning out of it, Loya. Loya plays it up for Burkheiser. Cut off by Lohr. It'll be Burkheiser skating to the puck. Fought off by 3 Pens. Following on Martis. Offsides on the play. Neutral zone draw. 6:41 to play. Pens 66ers lead 3-1. So the Pens lead 10s. Back to the story with a 3-game series sweep of the Valley Forge Minutemen. A top 5 matchup. Wins a 7-3, 4, 5-4, and today 9-1. Goals from 9 different players in that one. Here's a shot by the 66ers off the glove of Squish. Two Pens Elite players down, and the net is off. We'll have a defensive zone draw for the Pens. Face-off won by the 66ers, but all the way back. Be skated to by Aiden Martin. Martin around behind. Brother of Ryder Martin, a 2010 Team Nenevisa player. Around a Pens defenseman goes a Sullivan. And carries into the left wing side. Played back to the point to George. George in a Burkheiser jersey. Plays it for Egger. Egger's centering pass. Deflected off a Pens defenseman. They lose control in the corner. We have a player down. It's Palladino. That's the reason for the whistle. He had a collision at the point with looked like maybe Aiden Martin. Palladino down. He missed a couple of games or practices earlier. Hope he's okay. Being tended to there. He'll skate off under his own power. And it should be a defensive draw for this Pens Elite team. Down 3-1 with 5:47 to play. DJ Straube Flex spinning the tunes in the box. The Pens win the draw into the corner. It's Kumnik. He works it up to Hassenkope. He looks to break out for Baru. He's up ice. It's off his hand right to George. Pens play it into the 66er end. Down on the wall goes Hassenkope. Back come the 66ers. Gunnar Morgan up the wing. Played off a teammate at the blue line and gathered in by Goldberg for the Pens. He's up the left wing side, cuts to the middle. Knocked off his stick, but it'll come to Pegley. Pegley gets his pocket picked, and back come the 66ers. 2 on. A back-checking Kumnik. He's tripped, no call. Squished there with the glove. What a stop by the squish tender. Kumnik Pegley gets his pocket picked, and back come the 66ers. Kumnik made a back-checking breakaway attempt. Squished there with the glove, and the netminder squished there with the glove. What a stop by the 66ers win the draw. It'll be Morgan looking to drop the puck to Sullivan. But Kumnik comes out with it. He feeds it forward looking for Hassenkope. Played back the other way, and here come the 66ers. No further than Pegley, who plays it off the official. The 66ers will regroup and drive the offensive zone. Kumnik there. He turns out of the corner. Looks to play it out of the zone. He's bodied and able to clear it to Pegley. The defenseman running the breakout. Hassenkope gets to the puck. The 66ers send it back in. Pegley gets control. He's pressured. He's able to play it to the wall for Hassenkope. Centering pass around one Pens defense, but taken in by another. Hops free. Loose in front. Martis plays for it. Now to Burkheiser. Back to Martis of the 66ers. Finally, it's Pegley able to clear the zone, taking the heat out of a hot kitchen. And he's going to deliver that heat on a 2-on-1 right back in the other way. Baru gets the puck, tries to go between the defenseman's legs. And it's cut off and sent the other way. Down the ice it goes. Not far enough for icing, apparently. As the 66ers gain control in behind their centering pass, unable to connect. Goes past Baru. Gathered in by Sullivan. He turns. Comes in on sides. He's around two Pens defenders in on net and crashing into the goaltender. Apparently, that's legal. And out comes Stillwagon. Stillwagon bodied by Loya. Turning with it, George. George in behind the 66er net, pressured by Straub. Straub's pressure forces the turnover to Avolia. His shot blocked out front. Played in behind by the 66ers. They look to break. Loya to Egger. Egger to Sullivan. Sullivan up the middle. He's cut off, but it's right back to Egger. He'll look to gain the offensive zone and does. Loya cuts it off, but his pass for Avolia cut off by George. His shot up high and wide. Just a bit outside. Played on by Straub. Cut off by Loya. Kept in by the 66ers. They work it into the left wing corner. Around one, centering pass. Pops the whole way through. Shot blocked out front. Rebound comes through. Squish gets to that and the cover by the Squish tender. A couple of jabs at the Squish's glove, unappreciated by his teammates. .2:33 to play, period number one, 3-1. Pens Elite trail the 66ers. Burkheiser to take the draw for the 66ers. He wins it back towards Martin. Pressure from Ulowitz. Cut off by Hassenkope. Sent in behind for Pegley. Pegley looping behind. He plays it up for Ulowitz. Past his reach and taken by Morgan for the 66ers into the offensive zone. Pops free and out comes Zachy with it. Palladino back in the game, sorry. He was unable to get control, but he will try again at the neutral zone. Taken by Julius in his defensive zone. He goes D to Sullivan. And back out come the 66ers. Goldberg tries for it. Ends up getting it over to Ulowitz. He's pressured by Julius, who drives the offensive zone. Julius on the wing. Round one, centering pass, cut off by the Pens defense and sent back to the corner. Gathered in there by Morgan. Played around behind for the Pens D. They clear it, but no further than Aiden Martin at the point. His shot deflected by one of the Sullivans. Morgan gets to it again. He dangles one, sends a backdoor feed for Burkheiser. Unable to connect, and back comes Palladino. Back checking, Morgan cutting him off. Puck still free underneath Palladino. It'll be Hassenkope whacking it towards the net, cut off by Martin. Martin takes a whack on the leg and skates through it. He's up the left wing side. Aiden Martin plays it across for Sullivan. Cut off by Lohr. His outlet pass connects through to Hassenkope. He tips it forward for Baru. He's in on sides. Puck in his feet, though. Able to turn it towards the corner where it's taken by Hassenkope. He's bodied and back comes Baru. Baru spins out of the corner. Gets the puck taken by a Sullivan. He's up the wall. Pressure, back pressure from Baru forces the turnover to Lohr. He bounces it off Hassenkope's skate. We'll see who gets control here. Ultimately, it'll be Zachy into the offensive zone. Loya around him, and back come the 66ers 2 player coming off the bench. Defended nicely by Kumnik, who's able to get it to the corner and wait for help. Centering pass sent wide of the crease by Egger. 66ers right back on it. They center it again. In behind is Lohr. Lohr for Straub. Straub turns it over on the half wall. Actually gets the whole way to the point man. And out of the zone as the horn sounds. Period number one ends. 66ers 3, Pens Elite 1. Pegley gets his pocket picked, and back come the 66ers. UPMC Lemieux. A back-checking Kumnik. He's tripped. No call. Squished there with the glove. Trevor Edwards on the 66er bench, imparting his wisdom on the 66ers during the first intermission. While Penn's lead Team Nooch gathered around their coach, Eric Adenucci. Opening face-off of the second period, 15 minutes on the clock. We'll go to battle. Period number 2. Your Pens trail 3-1 in this one. Pops free, broken up by Lohr. He'll chase it down on the wall. Looks to play it into the offensive zone. It's off of Baru and into the corner. Baru looks to come out with it. He skates in behind, leaves it for Hasenkope. Hasenkope centers, nobody home. All the way through the Lohr, though. Lohr's shot up high, off one. Fluttering in on net, and he gets a hold of it there. Baru crashes the net and takes a shot for it. Great scoring chance for the Pens there, unable to get it by. It'll be Goldberg on the draw. He's got Avolia and Straub with him, still wagging in. Kumnik, your defenseman. Kumnik keeps it at the point with his foot briefly, but it's finally worked out to center. Turning it back the other way nicely with Straub to the stick of Avolia. He's around one. He drives in, fires on net, wipes the netminder out. There's a shot off the post. Collected in by the 66ers. Another good scoring chance there. Avolia on the backhand and the rebound. Popping free. Penn sent it off the post. Stillwagon goes D to D. Luckily, Kumnik got in front of Martis there. But Egger will turn it back up. He's got Burkheiser. Two guys collide at the blue line. Burkheiser and Stillwagon both down, no call. Here comes Kumnik into the offensive zone. He's around one. On his backhand, looks to center. Cut off by Julius. Played up to the wall by the 66ers where Goldberg will come around. He shoots one. It's blocked by Julius, and out he comes. He's around one. Up ice on the stretch is Burkheiser. Unable to get it through, though. It's cut off by Kumnik and sent back the other way. Turning to it is a 66er. Two Penguins on pressure. Avolia there takes it away. Has Goldberg in front if he sees him. He tries a wraparound. He's got to make that pass to Goldberg. Played back up to the point to Pegley. Pegley feeds it down low. Just past Goldberg. Avolia back in behind again. This time he does see the centering pass. Just off the stick of Straub. Work to the wall, and the 66ers look to run the breakout and do. Out over center ice, cut off by Ulowitz, but sent way back down. Should be icing. And they won't call the ice, apparently. Down goes the Pens defenseman. 66ers with pressure here. Looking to work it out in front. The stick of Goldberg there to clear it. To Avolia. It's taken from him. Played deeper by the 66ers. They spin out of the corner. Work to the point man, George. George around one. Moves it to Gunnar Morgan. Morgan's shot just wide. Getting there, Pegley. Pegley tries to clear the zone. Kept by George briefly, but following on Avolia. He's up the left wing side. Bodied by Loya. Two players down on the play. The 66ers get possession and look to come the other direction. One-handed on the backhand, loses control, able to gain it back. Spinning it to, I believe, his brother. Ulowitz cuts it off, though, and in come the Penguins. Played to the left wing side by Ulowitz. His centering pass up high, battled for by Palladino, covered by the netminder. And with 11:44 to play, period number 2, it's 3-1 66ers. Offensive zone draw. Palladino, Baru, and Hasenkope. Stillwagon and Lohr. Here 5 for the Pens. Palladino on the draw, controlled by the 66ers. They look to break out. Palladino falls down, as does a 66er. It pops to the point for Stillwagon. He'll play it into the corner. Reversed nicely past Hasenkope by the 66ers, but Palladino there to pressure. Baru follows on. Good puck support here from the Pens, keeping it in the 66er zone. George tries to break out. Spinning with it, Burkheiser to the point for Stillwagon. His shot blocked out top. Getting to it. Lohr sends it back in front. Hassenkope there. He's bodied. Down goes a 66er. He has a hold of his leg, I believe. They free each other up. Puck pops free to George. George spins it and clears the zone past the defenseman Stillwagon. Skating onto it. Sullivan up the right wing side. Back checking by Lohr. Breaks the play up, but they've got control. A centering pass just past the stick of Martis. And out comes Hassenkope 1-on-2. He goes around to the left. Up, they'll get hauled down by George, and we'll have a Penguin power play. With 10:41 to play, your Pennzoilite will head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play for the second time today. This one on Toby George on the trip. It should be an offensive zone draw, but they'll put it in the neutral zone. That should have been a false face-off. Forward cutting across the middle. The 66ers end up with control of it. And into the Penn's end, shorthanded. It's Egger between two kids. And the squish tender there. Gabe Egger splits the D and fires one into the logo on the squish's chest. And now we'll have a defensive zone draw on the power play for the Pens. That mistake of the face-off is costly sometimes. Here's an example of why. Zachi to take the draw. He wins it over to Pegley. Pegley looking to clear, sends it cross ice for Straub. He'll skate into it off the wall, play it forward, intercepted and brought on by Avolia. His shot up high and over the net. Had Zachi on the back door. He'll get the rebound. Look to work it to Pegley. Cleared by the 66ers, and on comes Kumnick. Kumnick skates through up into some pressure, but around two. He's got three players with him. He drives to the right, around one, looks, pulls it around, tucks it in, and he'll score. Austin Kumnick weaves the defense. What a play by the defenseman from center ice. And we've got a Seven Fields Management power play goal. He went around all four 66ers and the netminder to find the back of the cage on that one. Austin Kumnick. A great individual effort from 34 Kumnick to make it a one-goal game. 9:48 to play. Goldberg to take the draw. Wins it towards Baru. Goldberg ends up with possession. He's up the right wing side. Bodied off by Loya. Solid defensive effort from him. He plays it up, and back come the 66ers. They're up the left side. It's Morgan carrying, looking for Sullivan in front. He'll peel out of the corner. Pressure from Ulowitz. Played nicely to the point man, Loya. Loya goes D to D just past the stick of his partner. Baru's able to get it up to Hassenkope, and Loya back there again. Breaking the play up. Hassenkope follows him in behind, forcing the quick pass up to the wing. Cut off by Zachi. He'll throw it back into the corner. Hassenkope in to get it. Hassenkope. Play comes through off the netminder. Looks like we tried to bank it in from behind. Comes free to Stillwagon. He had Baru charging at him. It's still loose in front. Pens are battling. The 66ers play it in behind where it's taken by Baru. The 66ers look to clear. They get it no further than Stillwagon. He looks up and sends it back into the corner. Played in behind for Baru. He'll spin out. He's body checked pretty heavily. No call. Another hit this time from the Pens. No call. And we'll have both guys that are actually going to get a call now. Looks like we'll have matching minors. Hassenkope and Sullivan. Neutral zone face-off. It should still be 5-on-5 hockey. 8:30 to play in the second period. 3-2. The 66ers lead. The Pens with only 4 on the ice. Not sure what we're doing here. Pens will get 5 on the ice. It'll be Straub. Palladino to take the draw. Straub and Avolia with Kumnick and Lohr, your defense pair. Goals by the Pens in this one so far from Baru in the first and Kumnick in the second. Up the ice come the 66ers. Played into the right wing corner, cut off there by Lohr. He looks to play it up for his partner. Gets it to Kumnick. Kumnick on the left wing side plays it up for Avolia. Avolia bodied off the puck, but able to advance it forward. The 66er D nicely D to D as they work it up through center. Kumnick there. He'll pick it off and he's back in one-on-one. He goes around the defenseman. He's in by himself. He looks, he fires, and he scores again. Austin Kumnick with the pickpocket, the dirty dangle, and the taparoo to tie the game. Austin Kumnick ties it at 3. We'll see goalie changes for both teams. In net for the 66ers, James Caton. And for the Pens, in comes Isaac Helsel. The squish tender day is done, and it'll be Helsel in net from here on out. In their own end of the 66ers, played up to the center line. Picked off by Goldberg. He plays it into the 66er end. A chip cut off nicely by Pegley. Pegley and Baru keep it at the point. Zachi turns out he's got a cannon. It's off the foot of Julius. And back come the 66ers. The stick of Zachi gets in the way. He looks to go around one, but it kept by Ulowitz. Sent cross ice for Baru. Will be the first one there. He turns it into the offensive zone. A stop and start nicely. Fires one towards the net. Just wide. Zachi waving at it, looking for the deflection. He'll get to the rebound, though. He'll battle 3 66ers and come away. His centering pass picked off, though, and out comes Egger. Egger, nice feed to Morgan. Morgan around Ulowitz. Drugged down. No call. There will be a call. A hold. A holding call on the Pens elite. I believe it'll be Ulowitz. Headed for his sin bin selfie. And the Pens will have a penalty kill. The first penalty kill of the game for the Pens elite. Your penalty killers will be Goldberg and Palladino. Baru and Pegley. Palladino wins the draw back to Pegley. He's cut off. It's taken by Goldberg in his own end. Plays it around behind the net. Looking for Baru on the breakout. It comes the whole way to the point for Julius. He keeps it in. On the wall is Martis. It's taken by Goldberg. Played up for Baru. It will be far enough, and it'll be an ice. 6:25 to play. We've got ourselves a tie game here from the Lemieux Sports Center in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. It'll come the whole way back into the Pens' end here. They got 1:35 on the penalty kill. And they'll change up penalty killers. It'll be Zachi Avolia with Stillwagon and Lorzy. Zachi wins the draw back to Lohr. Lohr plays it up past one, but cut off by the second 66er. They've got possession on the left wing side. Played into the left corner. Will Stillwagon will get to it. He'll loop it around looking for Avolia, swooping to the puck, cut off by George at the point. Moves it forward to Sullivan. Another Sullivan comes away with it. His shot stopped by Helsel. Helsel with his first action. Great pad save. Shot from the point sent wide. Gathered in by Sullivan. Played to George. George cross ice to Loya. He steps into the high slot. Looks backdoor. Has the feed. And little Kelly Sullivan puts it between the legs of Helsel to give the 66ers a power play goal of their own, and they take a 1-goal, 4-3 lead. Pens will get a player back. It'll go to 5-on-5 hockey. Zachi, Baru, and Hassenkope. Boomnick and Pegley. Face off one towards Baru, but brought on by Aiden Martin. It'll be Gunnar Morgan into the zone. He's back checked nicely by Pegley. Falls down and it pops free to Burkheiser. He's pressured by Kumnick. Kumnick plays it up the right wing side for Baru, and he skates into it. He's got some speed. He's got two teammates with him. He loses it briefly, but gains it back in. Into the corner he goes. Centering pass, cut off by the 66ers. Kumnick in the corner to play it deeper. Covering for him at the point, Zachi. Nice read by Luka Zachi there. Kumnick plays it further for Baru. Baru tips it back to Kumnick. Kumnick behind the net. Taken by the 66ers, cut off by Baru briefly. Cycling back, the 66ers trying to get out of their own end. Stopped by Pegley. His shot sent in on net. Stopped and covered by Caton. 4:54 to play in the period. 4-3 66ers. Goldberg with Avolia. Straub, Stillwagon, and Ulowitz. Played into the corner by Goldberg. Getting to it, the 66ers, they look to break out. Comes up to the stick of Ulowitz, unable to keep it in, but he'll turn it back to the 66er end. The 66ers able to play it up, bodied by a Sullivan, the most recent scorer for the 66ers. Ulowitz nicely plays it to Goldberg. He cuts across the crease, or across the blue line, stays on sides, drags it around, tries to go backhand to forehand, and that skitters wide of the net. Brought on by the 66ers, a nice neutral zone feed from Sullivan to Martis. Back checking, Straub gets in the way. Now Ulowitz there, Stillwagon throws the body, and he'll head to the sin bin himself. A body checking call on Stillwagon. And the 66ers will have another power play here. Defensive zone draw for the penalty killers for the Penguins. Palladino, Baru, Lohr, and Kumnick. Face-off won by the 66ers, controlled by Martin. His centering pass cut off by Baru, and he looks to skate it out. He's got Palladino up in front, able to get the puck to him. What a feed over to Lohr. Lohr looking back for Palladino, falls down, and back come the 66ers. Nice passing by the Pens lead on that breakout. Egger works it into the offensive zone, but he is in offsides. Minute 36 left on the penalty kill for the Penguins. It'll be Palladino on the draw. Won by the 66ers, brought forward, cut off by Kumnick. He looks to go wide and does. Chips it up for Palladino. Palladino's got a step. He's around one. He fires down low just wide of the net. Lohr gets to the puck. Pens are short-handed here. 66ers look to come through center and do. Around the defenseman, skating into it is Morgan. 2 66ers pile into the netminder. Helsel able to keep a hold. 2 66ers, blue tires driving the net. Ended up on top of Helsel, who's on top of the puck at a defensive zone draw. 3:18 to play in the period. Minute 12 on the penalty. Just Stillwagon for body checking. Played to the point to Loya. Loya nicely plays it to the half wall for Julius. Pops free to Sullivan. He plays it deep for Sullivan. Back to Sullivan. Back for Sullivan again. Works free to Burkheiser. He finds Sullivan. And Ulowitz will skate it free, finding Hassenkope. Hassenkope looks to drive it up the left wing side, one-handed on the backhand. Gets it into the end, before he's knocked off of his feet, and back come the 66ers. Played up for Burkheiser, cut off by Ulowitz. Battle on the half wall. Played forward into the 66er end for Loya. Zachi with the pressure, spinning out of it, the 66ers. No further than Pegley. He's around one. He dangles two, pops free to Hassenkope. Hassenkope on the backhand, and that's in the net. Hassenkope's backhand may have come off. Zachi in front, and the Pens tie the game at 4. Pops free to Hassenkope. Hassenkope on the backhand.
Pegley keeps it at the point.
He's able to get it free to Hassenkope. He fires a backhander, and the Pens tie the game for Zachi. I don't care. It just ended up in the back of the net, a short-handed tally. Played forward by the 66ers. They gain the Pens end. Right wing side, it's Martis. He looks backdoor for Egger, cut off by Straube. Straube plays it up the wing, cut off by Sullivan on the power play. Pens are going to be even strength here as they bring their guy out of the box. Kumnik has it. If he sees him, he's up ice. Kumnik carries it, though. He carries it through center. Pens would have been offsides, but it's turned back by the 66ers. They played into the Pens corner. Goldberg back to get it. Lohr follows on, gathered in by Egger. He ties up Kumnik, who comes away with it. He tries to go around one. Straube cuts it off, and out comes Goldberg. Goldberg's got Avolia. Cuts right in front of him as they crisscross. Looks to feed it backdoor. Nice pass. Avolia and Lohr both there, but out come the 66ers with it. A 3-on-2 into the feet of one of the Southers. He busts free and fires. Helsel with the save. Played up and cleared out by Avolia all the way down for an icing, and with 1:01, 1 minute even. Last minute of play here in the second period. It's 4-4 defensive zone draw for the Pens. With the draw. Won by the 66ers, worked back to the point man Loya. He feeds it to the wall nicely. Dangling one is Morgan. Gunnar Morgan into the middle. Cut off by Pegley. He's on his knees in the corner. Works it free to Palladino. Palladino works it to Baru, and the Pens are able to exit the zone. Palladino with the puck, chips it forward to Hassenkope. 38 seconds left. Hassenkope fires one from the left wing side. Pressured behind is Palladino. He works it free. Bodied there. No call from... That was a physical play. Comes free to center. Pegley battling with Sullivan. Sullivan gets the advantage there. Plays it into the corner for Ulowitz. Played up the wall for Baru. He tries to chip it past George. Kept in at the point. Morgan hauled down on the play by Pegley. He'll head to the sin bin. That shot by a Sullivan off the cage. Pens need to get control or get the whistle. So we'll go to the box. Pens will start on the penalty kill. Pops free to Hassenkope. Hassenkope on the backhand, and that's in the net.
We're back here live.
Hassenkope's backhand may have come off. Zachi in front, and the Pens tied again. It's a 4-4 game through 2. Throw 15 minutes on the clock. Sorry, we're dealing with a couple things here real quick. The 66ers with a great scoring chance there. 4-4 tie, 14:40 to play. Hey, back to the point. D to D by the 66ers. They chip it into the corner. Lure in after it. Shields with his body and gains control. Looks to break out. Pops free to Zachi. I'm sorry, Straube. Straube looks for Avolia. Tried to pass. It was just cut off. What a good thought by Straube.